Women's Business Society community. My name's Samantha Jansen, and I'm super excited to be talking to you about social media and self-publishing. Social media, self-confessed lover. I should say that out loud. I mean, I love social media, live it and breathe it a little too much in terms of Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, but really about understanding the power that lies in social media. You know, I think as business owners, it is so easy to get consumed by social media, but it's also important to really look at how we can use social media to harness the power and really become influential on social media. And that's what I love about social media, and been running my social media consultancy business for nearly 5 years now. Very much Facebook, LinkedIn. That is sort of my forte, as I would like to say. And then, hey Linda, and also most recently the publishing side. So very passionate about books. I mean, I love reading books. And then earlier last year, I started really getting into the publishing side of things. And then at the end of last year, I made a conscious decision that I was actually going to add a small boutique style publishing business to the mix. So they're two separate businesses in terms of Platform for Success and Samantha Jansen Publishing, but both really come together. They're almost like, as I would say, a match made in heaven, because I think as social media has evolved, Facebook is going through so many changes. It is just ridiculous in terms of how people need to keep up with things, you know, constant new changes. And I think you've got to embrace it. So many times I've had clients say to me, Samantha, I'm tired of this. Like, I can't keep up with the changes. Things are happening and it's hard. But the truth is, you've got to find a way to embrace it, purely because Facebook especially is where your biggest audience would be. You know, I know different businesses have different audiences, but in Australia alone, 65% of the Australian population are active Facebook users. So if that's the case, you know, it's almost a bit like a no-brainer, where you kind of go, I've got to learn to embrace it, because that's where things are moving, and I've got to jump on board. Now, the thing with Facebook is, I think this is where a lot of people get confused. They sort of go, well, if I've got a business page, I've got a group, and I'm kind of there. This is where you need to up it a notch. And this is where I talk about, you know, you really need to become someone of influence on Facebook for you to really dominate your space. And the way I suggest a lot of business owners use that is really look at how you can really add value by really educating and also being a little bit disruptive. Now, when I use the word disruptive, I'm not talking about going there and cause drama and, you know, really be controversial. What I'm talking about is stating facts that people don't want to really talk about, but in a way that really resonates with your audience. So being disruptive, where you dominate the marketplace to really go, well, are you really doing what you should be doing? Are you taking a check-in on this? Are you taking a check-in on that? So really looking at how your audience would be responsive if you said something that would get them to go, wow, that's a bit much, that's a bit full on. But not being controversial, just really taking a stand for what you believe in. Because as business women, I think it's really important that we take a stand. Very big on female leadership, and really looking at how you're harnessing that to lead, inspire, and educate. That is my big thing. You know, you want to have fun, but you want to lead, you want to inspire, you want to support people, you want to provide resources. And it's crucial that you highlight that on social media. I mean, it is a social platform. It's called social media. So get social, but look at how you can influence. And with where Facebook is going, with where LinkedIn is going, Instagram's very much a visual platform. So I think with something like Facebook and LinkedIn, it's really crucial that you look at how you can be a little bit disruptive, but you can also dominate. Okay, this is where people are gonna look at you versus maybe your competitor or someone that they're kind of comparing a little bit and go, ooh, I like her style, I like her offering, I like the way she pitches. There's style, but there is so much attitude, there's so much leadership in that, because it takes courage, it takes attitude, it takes courage, it takes determination for you to come in with a different spin and really dominate social media. And that's sort of where you really want to position your social media messaging. Absolutely crucial. And then, as I said to you before, very recently, been less than a year that I've had the publishing business, is very much around looking at how small business owners can really dominate by becoming an author. And I've actually, even though I'm sitting in the car, I've got 2 of the books. So No Qualifications, No Excuses is my book that I published late last year under my publishing brand, which is, there you go, Samantha Jansen Publishing. And then most recently, which is very, very exciting, a project that started in December last year, which is called She Leads. There's the book. So it is about 8 Australian businesswomen looking at how they can support, lead and inspire everyday Australian women to build wealth using property, looking at finding their purpose, and also looking at how they can live a life on their terms. So all the authors are Melbourne and Sydney based. Majority is Melbourne domination, go Melbourne. And then there's 2 authors from Sydney. And another book that is published under my publishing business. And then we're currently in the process of doing another book, which is called I Said Yes. That is, of course, more Australian and New Zealand. We've got quite a few authors from New Zealand that is writing in this book called I Said Yes, and it's another anthology where it's a combination collaboration of multiple authors coming together to write. And the reason I wanted to talk about authoring today was also because you can be on social media, making a difference, influencing, dominating your marketplace, but then add a book, where you are able to call yourself an author to the mix, and suddenly your profile is elevated to a whole other level. Why? Because people go, okay, she's doing this, but she's also doing this, and she's an author. Now, when you add author to your title, no matter what industry you might be, it suddenly gets people going, oh, what did you write about? Tell me a little bit more. And what I often say to a lot of the businesses that write books through my publishing business is, your book is the starting point. And this is where I think sometimes there's a little bit of, oh, Samantha, but I've always wanted to write a book. I just want to write. Great. But how are you going to leverage that book? Because starting to write something, you must be able to monetize and leverage. And that's where my business hat on really sits on really tight. And I go, it's great to write a book. No question about that. It elevates your profile. Your credibility skyrockets. You're able to really position yourself as the go-to expert, which is crucial. Fantastic. But how do you then monetize becoming a published author? It's absolutely crucial that you write the book, but you also generate, as I say, a return on investment, because I'm one of those people, and sometimes people say to me, oh, Samantha, you're just go, go, go. I am big on generating a return on investment on everything I do. Look, some don't work. I'm not going to say to you every time 100% works, but I would say 95% of the time, everything that I have made a strategic move generates me a return on investment, purely because I'm looking at the long-term strategy. I want to know how this is going to slide into that journey I'm on, that path that I'm taking, that end destination, because I want to have things aligning. So when I get to that end goal, I've enjoyed the ride. I have made an impact along the way, because it's not all about that end destination. It's about the journey that you're on while you get to that end destination. So when I talk to aspiring authors and someone that wants to become a published author, whether that's through, collaborative joint venture where it's a part of an anthology, or you want to just publish your own book, self-publish your own book, the question I ask is, how are these books, or how writing a book is going to add to your community? How is that going to really look like in your funnel? And this is where business owners go, oh, what do you mean? So we look at what is it that you currently do, and how can you reverse engineer that into a book? And the book becomes the lead in. So the book is very much your starting point, and then your base foundation, and from there you funnel that into whatever other services you're offering, programs, retreats, workshops, consulting, whatever it is that you offer, we tie that in. Look, I've had businesses that sell products say to me, but I'm very passionate about selling these organic produces and this and that, and how do you tie it in? Because to be honest, with our publishing business, it's very much service-based businesses. But on the odd occasion, I get approached by somebody that does product, and they say, well, I still want to write. I've got this passion. It's been on my bucket list. I want to write. And my question is, how can that book be an addition to what your product is serving? Okay, because when we're in business, we are solution-based. Whether you're selling a product, whether you're selling a service, it is all solution-based. We are driven, I'm hoping you're driven by offering that solution, seeing that transformation. And that is essentially what my marketing consultancy does as well. Really giving you solutions to your social media, the publishing, helping you become a published author. It's all solution-based because we need that support. We need that handheld experience. So my thing to you would be, is whether, you know, I've got Linda live, and when you're watching this later on, is start looking at how you can reverse engineer things, okay? Because that is crucial when you are planning, whether you are looking at building your marketing funnel and really dominating your position. It's crucial to look at that. So think about that. I hope you had, I hope you gained a little bit of insight around social media marketing and publishing. If you've got any questions, comment below, and I'd love to have a chat with you sometime. And for those of you in Melbourne, I will see you at WBS pretty soon. Bye.